Hey everyone, and today is our anniversary tutorial, tutorial number 10. I guess this one will be really the last one before the exam, for the second part, and maybe even for the whole module. So we did a good job. We listened for at least 10 hours of very insightful lectures on social social media and social media marketing and digital ads. And I hope you enjoy that. So today will be number 10, the anniversary one. Okay, so let's start. And today we're going to talk about automation and rules. Not really about how it really works on the Somin platform, but rather about um, what is possible to automate on Facebook, even if you don't have any platform, and also just like how Facebook automation features is working. I have to notice that Facebook didn't do too good job on making the rules to be used conveniently. My belief is that is because Facebook actually don't have too much people using rules, and therefore they don't put too much efforts on improving that feature. So it's still quite inconvenient if you do it manually. Luckily, some platforms like Somin.ai creates this stuff automatically, and that saves time. So Facebook rules and pretty much any other automation rules, let's say on Google, they're all more similar, and then these principles can be applied on other platforms as well. They are a set of rules in form of then, like a string, the rules that you can set, and then these rules will be doing modifications inside a Facebook Ads Manager. And these modifications can be applied on your ad sets, or on your ads, or on your ad account, different levels. And the beauty of it that it will be done when you don't have time to manually do something in Facebook. So it will be done automatically, for example, when you sleep. So today our idea and goal is to go through different types of fields that can be filled up inside the rule, so that your structure. And then we'll have examples of how these types of fields get applied in actual rules that running SOMIM campaigns on a daily basis. But we wouldn't be going too detailed, right? So we have another tutorial where each rule get broken down exactly how it works, right? So that one is for that. Now today we just will be like on the surface level. So this is the structure of the rule. The rule have name. The rule have a level to apply the rule, and that could be ad level, so basically creative level, can be ad set level, so the level of targeting and bid caps and all these kind of things, right? And also can be a campaign level, so when the rule will get applied to campaign metrics, you know, right? So you can have a cost per result of campaign, let's for example, cost per result of an ad set, um, and then cost per result of ads. And then all ads inside ad set will form cost per result of the ad set, and all ad sets inside campaign will form a cost per result of a campaign. And also you can see the cost per result of ad account when you see the statistics of all campaigns combined together. So it's like a hierarchy as a tree. Ad account, then many campaigns inside, under campaigns and many ad sets, more one or many ads. So this number 2 is a level to apply. Then it's action, what we want to do, conditions, do it only if, that's why it's called rule, so there's condition inside. You have attribution window. I wouldn't go deep into detail, but basically this is about how to evaluate these results. So we have this condition section. So 5 basically tells you how to evaluate the current value of, let's say, cost per click in terms of actions a user perform on your website. We have separate discussion on attribution windows in the previous lecture, so I hope you understand what is that. Time range. So evaluate results based on how long, because we can get, let's say, CPC based on last day, or CPC based on 1 week, or CPC based on 2 years. The values will be different, right? Because it will be averaged values. So this time range tells you how long is the interval you are using to evaluate your value that will be later used in the side condition number 4. The point number 4 condition to basically run and modify your campaign or ad set or ad. Then the schedule. Schedule is how often you want to check this rule. You can make Facebook check-in every half an hour. You can make Facebook check it every day or every week. No problem. So it's how often the rule get checked automatically. And notification. So this is a feature useful. You create the rule. You can actually set the rule, notify you every time it has changed something inside your campaign. So you can receive it in your email or in your Facebook notification bar. Probably not Slack, but that's how it works, right? So this is a structure. Let's go one by one with examples, and that would be pretty much all for this lecture. Name, very easy. Somin campaign Somin platform sets names with some abbreviations and some complicated hash code inside, right? So this one is done because Somin platform have internal naming system, and operations manager are not supposed to really modify rules by hand. So all the namings are done in a form of this kind of hash codes. But in the slides, you can see the screenshot of a name you could give in order to distinguish your rule from others if you create a rule manually. So you name a campaign as you name the rule as turn off the campaign if the lifetime cost per click CPC is more than 10 rubles. Yeah. So if your click is more expensive than 10 rubles, overall for the lifetime of campaign and whole duration of campaign, then turn it off. Yeah. Let me give you an example of names that Somin platform is using. So if you jump into here, you can see that inside the ads manager, the names are like this: hash codes, add off, 3D, blah, 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 right? Something like this. So it's like machine generated names. And by the way, as example of how inconvenient this rule system is, you cannot even enlarge the column size here. There's no such feature for Facebook yet. Yeah, so this is a name, pretty straightforward. What is the next one? Next one is level to apply. You can apply it, for example, to one campaign. See, it's one campaign only. Or you can apply it to one ad set or to one ad. But also you can apply it to all, let's say, active campaigns, so all active ad sets within a campaign, or all active ads within an ad set, or all active ads within a campaign, right? So you can say this is a campaign that has 200 ads inside, apply this rule to all these ads, or apply this rule to all the ad sets within this campaign. Or you can even do apply to all active campaigns you see here. This one is quite dangerous rule. We had one of our operations manager who is not with us anymore, not because of this, but she's not with us anymore, that's what I can tell. She has applied turn off campaign rule to all active campaigns when creating the rule. And then this rule switch off all campaigns of the ad account, including all clients' campaigns and also including all Somin campaign. That was quite scary, right? She had to really figure out what was on, what was off, and it took a few hours to recover, right? So this is quite dangerous if you do it all. Usually rules get applied either on campaign level to work on campaign or even on ad set level. Let's say all active ad sets within a campaign, or all active ads within a campaign. Let's see example in Somin platform on Facebook that created by Somin platform. So you can see that rule number 1 is all active ad set inside one campaign. All active ad set within one campaign. All active ad set within one campaign. See this one. This is campaign level rules. One campaign, one campaign, one campaign. This one is again active ad sets within one campaign. You can also create a rule that will be applied to all active ads within a particular campaign. Also can, you know, right? We have ad level, ad set level, and campaign level. So rules can be applied either on all active units let's say ad set or ad, or on the particular ad IDs, particular campaign IDs, like here. See, active ad sets in one campaign. If you open it, you will see that the campaign is this one, KMP, AISC, Samin. And then the many ad sets inside. So it will be applied to all active ad sets within this campaign. Your rule will be applied to active ad sets in one campaign in your account at the time that the rule is running, right? Facebook has this help messages for you. Okay, so how will it look like, this kind of rule? When you set it up, you will see something like this. Apply rule to active ad sets in one campaign. And to create this kind of rule, you need to, inside Ads Manager, you need to choose the campaign, click it, select, and then click Create Rule. And then once you do that, you'll be able to create a rule that's only related to this campaign. So let's quickly do that. So for example, you have some Ads Manager, you have some campaign, you want to create a rule that will be applied, let's say, to all active ad sets of this particular one campaign, not all campaign, but this particular one. You click it here, you click rules, and then you say create new rule. Yeah, you can even apply existing rule, but you click now create new rule, and then this campaign will get selected, and then the rule will be applied only to this campaign. So you see, apply rule to one campaign, and you can also choose active ad sets in one campaign or active ads in one campaign. Or you can choose one of the all, which is not advisable, right? Which is like a scary option. Okay, hope you get it. Let's move forward. So we also have action. What's going to be done? And actions can be turn off campaign, or you can increase daily budget, or decrease daily budget, or increase lifetime budget, or decrease lifetime budget. This one are the options, of course, that are applicable to campaign. But of course, if you go into Facebook and you want to, let's say, like even here, you say you want to create a rule that get applied to active ad sets inside a campaign, the options will be different. The action options will be different. See, turn off ad set, turn on ad set, send notification only, increase daily budget, decrease daily budget, increase lifetime budget, decrease lifetime budget. You can even scale it proportionally with some field, or you can use increase bid by, decrease bid by, or you scale bid by some target value. So target value increases, you scale the bid up. Target value decreases, you scale the bid down. In so many campaigns, what is used is the bidding system. So for example, this rule decreases bid by 10%. You can see that it get applied to active ad sets of one campaign, and the action is decrease bid by, and then you can have 10%. Yeah, you can say in rubles by $3 or $3, doesn't matter, depending on which account you use, what is the currency of the account. And you can see different values. You can increase bid by, scale bid by, right? So all the options I was showing to you before. Also, if you do it on the level of ad, right? So you can see all active ads, not ad sets, but ads in the campaign. Then you can turn off ad, turn on ad, and send notification. Why ads doesn't have bid increase, bid decrease, budget increase, budget decrease? Very easy, because ads doesn't have bids and budgets. Ads is responsible for creative. Therefore, you can only on or off it. And this is the reason why this is only 3 options here. The third one is notification option. So this is action that you are performing, right? It's very important. This is what's going to be done with your campaigns, or ad sets or ads. Conditions is something that we run a rule only if, or do this action that you just described, action only if, and then you have a condition. Cost per unique click is more than 10 rubles. And there's another option, is another condition, and also spend is more than 1,000 rubles. Why this condition is here? Well, for example, if campaign just start running, our performance is still not very stable. So before a campaign spends 1,000 rubles, we don't really want to judge whether the cost per click is higher than 10 rubles or lower than 10 rubles. And that's why we want to put these two things together as a and rule, right? You probably have learned the Boolean algebra in your university, so you know we have and we also have or. So if you go here and okay, let me switch off the WhatsApp. Yeah, if you go here, you can see that we have conditions, right? So for example, cost per result is let's say greater than 10 rubles, right? And also at the same time, you can put and. You see, it put automatically. And lifetime impressions more than 8,000. So it plays the same role as before, right? Before spend more than 1,000 rubles. Here it says that number of impressions that this ad has delivered more than 8,000. Before that kind of doesn't make sense to really judge whether this campaign is doing well or not well, and no point to judge the cost per click. And you can put and cost per ad payment in 4, for example, is or greater than some value, or maybe number of results is on smaller than 100. So basically, once you get 100 clicks, you don't want this rule to work anymore. That's why you also put and condition. So only if lifetime impression more than 10,000 and cost per result is more than $10, but also number of results is smaller than 100. Yeah. So this is like in mathematics, you know, in school, you have something and something and something and something. These things count together, right? So if one of these rule is not true, let's say number of results is more than 100, then another two will not be even activated. It's just AND logic. It's not OR logic, but it is AND logic, right? Very important to understand and refer back to your school mathematics. It's a Boolean algebra and logic. Something and something and something at the same time. Yeah, so this is our conditions. And conditions, you can put as many as you want. And yeah, really fully enjoy. Let's look at the real life conditions. We can see that, for example, we have this rule that says cost per result is more than 1,540 rubles. And this is an example of condition. You see, in case this is true, then the bit action decrease bit by 10%. So in case if our cost per result is more than 1,500 rubles, then the bit will be decreased by 10%. So very important. Every time when we have this action of bit increase, bit decrease, we also have this minimum manual, and also we have this action frequency. These things are not indicated in slides, so be careful. I'm going to explain now. So minimum manual bidding cap is the bid after till which the rule will be keep decreasing the bid. But once your ad set, one of these active ad sets in this one campaign, will reach 300, this rule further cannot decrease the bid. It will stop. And just like in a highway, you cannot drive slower than 30 kilometers per hour and cannot drive faster than 120. Therefore, your minimal manual bidding cap, your minimum speed indicator is 30. And here is 300. So this is minimum manual bidding cap. It will be decreasing, 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 given that cost per result is 1,540. Once it reaches 300, it will stop decreasing by 10%. Yeah. So let's go further. And by the way, okay, since we touched this topic, let's discuss increasing rule. So you see there's a mirror rule here that increase bit by 10%. And this rule will be increasing bit given a condition that number of impressions is less than 10. So once it hit 10 impressions, the rule will stop working. But before it's less than 10, for any of the active ad sets in this one campaign, it will be keep increasing the bit till it hits 3,500 bit. Once it hit bit cap of 3,500, it will stop. That's why it's called maximum manual bidding cap. So in the highway, you also have a top limit speed, 120 kilometers per hour. If you exceeds that, then you no longer can speed in. That's why these two rules, they are working together. And this is another important concept. Rules don't know that there is another rule. There's another like 9 rules working at the same time. They all act in a way that they are the only rule. So we can easily create a situation when one rule will keep increasing, another keep decreasing all the time, fighting to each other. And there's no any problem with that. It's very perfectly fine. If you have some technical engineering programming background, for you it's completely fine. Even for legal, it's actually okay probably to create two closures that bound some value in between and contradict each other in certain situations. That's very fine. And programming is also very fine. It's called concurrent programming, when every rule automatically acts on its behalf like it's the only one. I'm the only egocentric rule in the world, and then any other rule also thinks the same way, so they can just change the same value all the time, not knowing about each other, and they will never know about each other. Yeah, so hope you understand this. And our next part is attribution window. Remember, we were talking that results can be calculated with different attribution windows, and depending on that, results will be counted different number of results. So here we say either use default account attribution window, same as an ad account you're running rule on, or create a custom attribution window. For example, after viewing an ad, let's say after 1 day, or maybe after clicking ad within 7 days. So everybody who clicked the ad and come back to purchase, let's say after 8 days, will not. That's why this attribution window also gets can be set inside the rules. Same way we evaluate different attribution windows in the Ads Manager. Rules also need to have some setting, right? What attribution window should I consider? Your rule might, for example, have a very strict attribution window, only making decisions based on the results that are only 1 day click or 1 day view, or can be opposite, can be more broad, make decision on long attribution windows. We can go inside the real world situation and pick up some rule and see what is attribution window here. Attribution window is default, but of course you can set up a custom one, and you can have 28 days after viewing and 28 days after clicking. So person click or view the ad, after that 28 days, we count that this result came from this user. In this way, our rules might receive more results. Okay, not may receive more, might count more results because attribution window is longer, and maybe our rule will have more data to do a better decisions. So for example, our ad account may have 1 day click, 1 day view, 7 day click attribution window. That's fine, but our rule might have a longer attribution window, and therefore it will have more data to make decisions how to manipulate our ad sets to attract more people to buy a service or buy a product, whatever. So refer to lecture on attribution windows for more details. We have also the time range. This is for how long back this result should be evaluated, right? For example, we are evaluating cost per click. If we set up a time range today, it will only look for today, what was the cost per click today. But if you set up time range, let's say yesterday, it will be only looking for yesterday, but not today. Or if you set up, let's say, like on the right side, last 14 days to last 7 days, it will be actually looking for 1 week before the previous week started, right? So it can be not just till now, it can be some interval in the past. It can be even like last 2 days, or last 60 days to last 28 days. You can see there's a lot of options, right? You can basically choose when you want to calculate the time interval to evaluate the value that will participate inside your action and inside your condition. It will participate inside your condition to perform your action, right? So basically you tell the system how to evaluate this value based on which the condition will be making a decision whether to perform the action or not to perform the action for this given level, which is ad set, ad campaign, maybe even ad account, right? A lot of ways we can do it. Let me accompany this with an example. So let's say here we open a rule, and this rule have the time range last 2 days, including today. You see, last 2 days, including today. Can be last 7 days, last 14 days, last 7 days, last 14 to last 7 days, right? Or last 60, last 28 days, lot of options. Unfortunately, you cannot make it custom, but Facebook gives you lots of options, and you can also do yesterday, you can do lifetime, basically during the whole campaign direction. All these things are possible to set up. And I think it's very important to also see this action frequency. By default, this action frequency is once hourly, and it cannot be done more than once hourly. So basically what it means if Facebook has modified your ad set for a campaign, even some other rule will decide to modify that ad set. So if this rule will decide to modify this ad set again within next, let's say, half an hour, it will not be modified. It will only be modified within an hour minimum, right? So it's an important thing to understand. So the action frequency is the minimum one is 1 hour. So actual modifications inside some platform cannot be happening inside the rules, cannot be happening more often than every hour. And the time range will be of evaluation of the results will be for the last 2 days, including today. And what will be evaluated is the cost per result, which is have to be higher than 1,540 for rule to kick in. And it will decrease bit by 10% till it reaches 300 rubles of minimum annual bidding cap, right? That's how rule gets set up. And we go for the next one, and the next one is schedule. Schedule is when the rule gets checked. It can be continuously checked every 30 minutes, daily checked, or custom schedule. We can even tell you, check this rule on this particular hour, or only check this rule and run this rule during the afternoon when people are awake, and at night don't run this rule, because at night, if this rule gets run, there's not enough audience, and maybe the rule will make some wrong decisions. This is pretty straightforward, but let me still show you. So we have this rule that increase bid by 10% if number of impressions today is smaller than 10. 10 is a coincidence, can be 100, whatever, right? So what this rule does, it increases bid by 10% in case number of impressions today is less than 10. So basically means that this ad set, any of these active ad sets in this campaign, don't really deliver today. This action frequency can be only done once per hour, and it will be only done in case our current bid is less than maximum annual bidding cap of 3,500. And it will be evaluating results of today, not lifetime, not yesterday, but today, only today, since 12 a.m. And it will be doing it in a custom schedule. Look, it will be doing from Sunday to Saturday, from 9 to 23:30. Yeah, at night it will not be doing it. Why? Because at night people might be sleeping, and 10 impressions of this ad set or less than 10 impressions, pretty normal situation. Everybody's sleeping, nobody browsing Facebook, and therefore is no point to keep increasing bid by 10%, because simply these people are sleeping, right? And there's no point. So this is the rule and the schedule. Yeah, and then our last point is notification. You can set up a rule to notify if something has been changed. So you can see on Facebook, you'll receive a notification when conditions for the rule has been met. So something has been modified. And you will also receive email if you tick this box once per day if any of your rules have conditions that has been met, or if new rules are created. So somebody create a new rule, or maybe once a day you can receive by the report from Facebook or what has been changed. You can put your account here, like you can put this Ewing-G Reverse, right? And then he will be receiving emails on his Facebook registered email. Thanks so much. Let me know if any questions. Anybody?
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
For the rules, I only see they can set up and. Do they have any condition if I can set up or other
No, you can only set up and.
ends? So the plan have to according to end to
Correct.
plan. Okay, thank you.
This is similar. Is it similar? No, I think it's not similar. Yeah, only and. Only and can be done. For example, in Facebook, when you set up targeting, you put category and then category and then category. Actually, it will be or this interest, or this interest, or this interest. And this part is a bit confusing because in that part, in targeting, Facebook ask you to set up categories in or, but here they all get set up in and. So you can see that Facebook actually tells you that all conditions of the following match. Means each of this rule has to be n. Okay, guys, have a good day. I hope you enjoyed these short sessions. I'll try to keep all of them as short as this one. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.